Now, so we started views. Okay, now started views. Then you know the views, purpose of creating views, and how to provide column level security and row level security. Okay, then so with this user can access only employees belongs to 20th. He can't access all the employees. He can access only the employees belongs to 20th department. Okay, next. But if you see this, these views are called what? These views are called simple because they are based on how many tables? One table. If based on single table, then it is called simple view. If the view based on single table, it is simple. Okay, next. So one more is there. What that is? Complex views. Okay, na? Then what is complex view? If you based on what? Multiple columns. Sorry, multiple tables. Otherwise, like a view set to be complex view one. If based on what? Multiple tables. If the view based on multiple tables. Another one. If query, okay, if query performs what? Group by. Query performs what? Group by or distinct or what? Aggregate. Okay. If query performs group by, distinct, aggregate, or query performs what? Okay, na? Group by, distinct, aggregate. Next one, set operations. Next one, subqueries. Then what is that view is called? That view is called complex view. A view set to be complex view if it is based on multiple tables. If query performs group by, distinct, aggregate, set, subqueries, then it is called complex view. Understood that? Okay, now. So because these operations are complex, that's why view is complex. Join multiple tables means what? Joins. Okay, now. Then group by, distinct. All these are complex. That's why view is called complex. Why it is called complex? Takes more time, more memory. Takes more. See, this is all simple operation. Select where condition, simple. These operations are simple. That's why V is called simple. These operations are complex. That's why V is called complex. Complex view. Understood then? Sir, here, actually, suppose like one .NET developer is there. Okay. He is developing one application. For his application, he wants some data. The data is not there in one table. The data is there in what, sir? 5 tables. Data is there in 5 tables. So then to get the data from 5 tables, he has to write a join query. To write join query, you must know what are the different types of joins, what is the equijoin, what is outer join, left outer, right outer, full outer. You must know all this. If you know all this, then he can able to write the query. But he's not expert in SQL. Okay, he can write simple queries, but he cannot write complex queries. Then what he can do? He'll contact what? SQL developer. He contact SQL developer. SQL developer can write the query. If you give any scenario, he can able to write the query because he's expert in SQL. You write the query. What that is? Select what, sir? Columns. Whatever the columns you want. From what? Table 1. Next one. Inner join. What's that? Table 2. On join condition. Okay, na? Then next. Next one. Inner join. What's that? Table 3. Next one. On join condition like this. Okay, then. So he write the query. If 10 tables are there, he can join the 10 tables. But not only he will write the query, after writing the query, he creates what's a view based on this query. Write the query and create the view based on this query. The view given to .NET developer, ask .NET developer to get the data from 5 tables, simply run select start from CV1. After creating the view, you'll give this view to the .NET developer, ask .NET developer, boss, to get the data from 5 tables, simply run the query select start from CV1. When you run the query select start from CV1, this query is executed. Whenever you run the query on view, this query is executed. Yes or no? This query returns data from 5 tables. So .NET developer will get the data from 5 tables without writing the join query. Okay, na? There are two main advantages of creating views. One is what? To provide security. You already know how to provide row level and column level. Yesterday class you learned how to grant specific columns, specific rows. Another one, what? To reduce complexity. How complexity is reduced? By creating views, complex queries are converted into simple query. A complex query is converted into what, sir? Simple query. Okay, then now with the help of what? With the help of views, a complex query can be what? Converted into simple query. Okay, na? With the help of views, a complex query is converted into simple query. Example, then example, what? Okay, then. So let's take one example. Example one. Okay, now then. What? Example one. Okay, then. So what I'm doing is create what's it? Create view CV1 as what? Select what? E dot what's it? EMPNO E dot E name E dot salary D dot what? Department number D dot D name location from what? EMP as E. Next, inner join department as D on E dot department number equals to D dot department number. You know this now? What this query is doing? This query is joining EMP table and department table. Yes or no? Then based on this query, I'm creating what's sir? View. Now create the view. Create what's sir? View. Create the view. The view created. Next, after creating the view, okay, after creating view, so whenever we want, okay, no? Whenever we want employees and what's it? Whenever we want employees and department data, whenever we want to, okay, then employees and what's it? Department data, employees and departments data. Then instead of running what? Whenever you want employees and department data, instead of executing what's it? Join query, execute the simple query as follows. After creating view, whenever we want employees and department data, instead of executing join query, execute the simple query. What is the simple query? Select start from CV1. Select start from CV1. So whenever you run this, this query is executed. Is view stored the data? CV1 stored the data? No. It will not store the data. It will store only query. So what we are doing, simplifying the query. This is difficult for front-end developers. Okay, na? That's why what you do, create the view, give the view to the front-end developers, ask them to write the queries on views instead of writing the query on table. Now, let's see. Select start from CV1. So whenever you run this, it is showing employees and department data. Now he's getting the data from 2 tables without writing the join query. Okay, na? Not 2 tables. Assume 5 tables, 10 tables. Then it is difficult. Yes or no? Okay. Now, next. So this is one example. Another one. This is suppose for .NET developer. There is a Power BI developer. You want job by summary. You want what, sir? Job wise summary. Then I do one thing. Okay. Then is asking job wise summary. That means job wise what, sir? Minimum, maximum, total, like this. Then how to get the job wise summary? Select what? Job. Okay. Then select what? Job. Select what, sir? Job. Then comma what? Job wise minimum salary as min salary. Job wise what, sir? Maximum salary as max salary. Job wise some salary as total salary. Job wise what, sir? Number of employees. What? Count star as count. Okay. Then next one. From what? From EMP. Next. What is required? Group by. Whenever you want particular field wise, then what is required? Group by job. So this calculate job wise. Yes. But this is for front end developers, it is difficult. They don't know group by like this. Then what you do? Create a WhatsApp view CV2 as create view CV2 as okay na? Then create the view. Okay na? After creating this view, after creating the view, then whenever you want what? Whenever you want job by summary, then whenever you want job by summary, then so whenever you want job by summary, then what view? Okay, then after creating what's the view, so whenever we want job by summary, then execute the following simple query. What that is? Select star from CV2. That's all. Select star from CV2. Run this here. Then that's all. So analyst minimum, maximum, total, how many? Clerk minimum, maximum, how many? Manager minimum, maximum, how many? Like this. Understood that? Now, that's all. So this is one example. Okay, na? This is simplifying joints. This is simplifying group by aggregate. That's all. These two examples for complex views. Why this is complex? Based on what? Multiple tables. Why the second one is complex? Because what's that? There is a group by. There is a aggregates. Max, min, sum, average. They are aggregate operations. That's understood then. Okay. Next. So what is the difference between what's it? Difference between what? Simple and what? Complex views. So difference between simple and complex views. Simple what? Complex. Tell me what one difference? Simple based on complex based on what? Based on multiple tables. It is based on single table. It is based on multiple tables. Next one. Simple view what? Simple view. Here query performs simple operations. What is simple operations means? Query performs simple. Select from where? Select from where? That is what? Simple operations. But here query performs complex operations. Like Like what? Joins. Next one. Group by. And what's it? Aggregate, etc. Okay, now? Then. So query performs simple operations. Query performs complex operations. Okay. Next. Okay, now? Then. And another difference is simple views are always updatable. Updatable means allows what's it? DMLs. So tell me, can we insert the record through view? Can we insert the record through view? Yesterday, what's it? You created the view and the view granted to the Vijay. Vijay can see the data. Yes, Vijay can update the data. Yes, Vijay can delete the data. Yes, Vijay can insert the data. Yes, understood. So simple views allows DMLs. Allows or not? Allows. We can insert that through view. Okay, then. So simple views allows DMLs. Okay, next. Complex views allows DMLs. No. So what is this is not updatable. Complex views, what's that? Not updatable. What is doesn't allow what's that? DMLs. So complex views not updatable, doesn't allow DMLs. Means you can't insert through view. See, once again, this is what select star from CV2. Can you update this total salary? Updating total salary means meaningless. You can update the salary, but you can't update the total salary. Total salary is calculated. You understood or not? Minimum, maximum is calculated, but you can't update. Yes, understood. So this, if you try to update, one second, update what? CV2, set total salary equals to 10,000, where job equals to what's it? Analyst. Job equal to what? Analyst. Update CV2, set total salary equals to 10,000, where job equals to analyst. Let's see. Cannot update or insert of view function fail because it contains derived or constant field. Some salaries are derived, calculated. So you can't update the value, you can only calculate yes or no. This is wrong. Sir, understood now? Okay. That's all. So this is about what's that? Views. Okay, then next. I want to see the list of views. You want to see what's that? List of tables, suppose. Then you want to see the list of tables created by user. How to see the list of tables? To see the list of tables, select start from what? One is there, information schema. One is there, what's that? Information schema dot tables. Information schema dot what's that? Tables. What this gives? This gives what? Tables list. What this gives? Tables list. List of tables. Customers, customer, population, orders, department, salary grade. Then, so what this gives? List of tables and also views. V1, V2, CV1, CV2. Understood that? But you want only the views. If you want only the views, select start from information schema dot what's it? Views. Then it gives only the views. V1, V2, CV1, CV2. The first one gives tables and views, but this gives only the views. Views plus also view creation. The view created with query, no? You can see that query also. Because what is it? When you create the view, what is stored is query. You can see the query here. Okay, then. Understood? Now, let's see. List of tables and what's it? What? list of tables and views. Then how? Select start from what? Select start from what? Information schema dot tables. Then it gives tables and views. I want to see the list of views. Then I want to see the list of views. Select star from what? Information schema dot what, sir? Information underscore schema dot views. Okay, then select start from information underscore schema dot views. Then okay, now so this gives only views information. Next one. So next dropping. Then drop view name. Anything created with create command can be dropped with drop command. Drop view name. So view v1 is drop. Okay, then understood. View v1 is drop. You see that now v2 cv1 cv2. V1 is not there because v1 is drop. Okay, then next. If you would drop the table, like if we drop table, what about views created on table? If you drop the table, what about views created on table? Views are dropped or not dropped? Views dropped or not dropped? See, all this V2, CV1, CV2 based on EMP table. Yes. Now drop table EMP. I'm dropping the EMP table. Just go and check. Views are there. Views are also dropped. Now let us check. Select start from information schema dot views. So views are there. Views are dropped. Views are there. But can you query the view? Query the view. Query the V2. I'm querying this V2. When you query the V2, will it show the data? No. What it is saying? Invalid object EMP. See that it is not saying invalid V2. Invalid object V2. It is saying invalid object EMP. Why? Because whenever you execute the query on view, it goes to the base table. When you execute the query on view, it goes to the base table. Na? Base table is there or not there? Not there. Base table is dropped. That's why it is saying invalid object EMP. So views are dropped or not dropped? Not dropped. See, answer is views are not dropped, but cannot be what, sir? Queried. You cannot query the view. If you query the view, then it gives error because whenever you query the view, it goes to the base table. Base table is not there. Base table is not put. That's why it gives error. Okay. Then understood. Then okay now. No. This is about what the views topic. Next one. What the next one is? What? Synonyms. Okay. Synonyms. So what is synonym? What for synonyms? Okay. What is synonym? What for synonym? A synonym is a what? A synonym is what? Another name. Another name to a table or what? View. Synonym is another name to the table, another name to the view. You can give another name to the table. You can give another name to the table. Okay, then. So that another name is called what? Synonym. Why we give another name? Hmm? Why we give another name to the table? Why we give another name to the table? Sir, here table names are what? Table names are what? MP, DPT, like this. Yes. Table names are short. But if you go to real time, table names will not be like this. They use descriptive name. What that is? Employee, what's that? Details. Department, what's that? Details. They use descriptive name. Understood then? So if table name is lengthy, then it is difficult for developers. Because who write queries? Developer writes queries. While writing the query, is it difficult for developer or not? Yes. Writing this lengthy names is difficult. So then what developer can do? Developer can give the simple and short name to the table. Okay. So like for employee details, ED, department details, DD, like this. He gives the simple and short name to the table. What is the simple and short name is called? Synonym. So wherever you want to use this table name, instead of using this table name, you use this synonym name. Understood that? So that is the purpose of creating synonym. That's nothing more than this. Okay. Then so if table name is what's that? Lengthy, then if table name is lengthy, then we can give a simple and what? Short name to the table called synonym and synonym and instead of using what? Table name, use synonym name in select what? Insert what? Update what's that? Delete queries. Short name to the table called synonym. Instead of using table name, use synonym name in select, insert, update, delete queries. Okay, that. So now, how to create synonym? Create synonym name, synonym name for table name. So what is the synonym name? And you want to create the synonym for which table? Okay, you create the synonym for table. Then, so example, suppose what? Then create what? Create synonym E for EMP. Okay, EMP is not there. EMP is dropped now. Just now we dropped the EMP table. Otherwise, you can create. So then script is there. So whenever you want the table, just go to SQL Server, what? Demo tables. So the script is there here. Then so create table EMP. Then so what? Next, create. So table is created. Okay, then now, so suppose this is the table. Select star from what's that? EMP. Actually, it is not required. Here it is not required. Why? Your synonym is not required. Why? Already table name is short. When synonym is required, when it is lengthy. Okay, then. But just for example, we create synonym E for EMP table. Okay, na? After creating the synonym, next, after creating, then after creating synonym, use what? Synonym name in what queries? Select, insert, update, delete queries. Then now, suppose you want to see the employees data, then you can say select star from E. You want to see the employees data. Then select star from E. Next. You want to see what's it? You want to update the EMP table. Then you can use update E. Set some commission equals to 500, where employee number 7369. So wherever you want to use table name, you can use synonym name. Select star from E. And you see that it is showing EMP table data. I want to update this commission. Then so update E. Okay, update E. Then update it. Okay, now then select star from EMP, where it is updated. Where it is updated. EMP table, yes or no? Updated in EMP table. Sir, synonym is not separate copy, table is not separate copy. Synonym is, sir, one object referenced with two names. One name is table name, one name is synonym name. One is descriptive name, one is short name. One is descriptive name, one is short name. That's all. Okay, then. So here, sir, query is lengthy. Then query is lengthy. Then query is lengthy. If query is lengthy, then what? Query is lengthy. Big query. There is a 20 lines query. There is an underline query. Then view. Create view. Give name to the view, query. V1. Whenever you want to run the query, select start from V1. When you select start from V1, that query is executed. Query is lengthy. Then view. Table name is lengthy. Synonym. Okay. Now, next. So suppose here there is a question like this. What is that is? Sir, create what? Synonym E for EMP. This is one command. But the another command is select star from EMP as E. This is another command. What is this is? SP rename what, sir? EMPE. This is another command. Create synonym E for EMP, select star from EMP as E, SP rename EMPE. So there are three. They ask you, explain the difference between these three. Explain the difference between these three. Here, what is E? Elias. Here, what is E? Synonym. That means first, see this, first two. Let's see first two. What is the difference between what's it? Synonym and Elias. Okay, na? What is the difference between synonym and Elias? Then what? One difference. What? No. One difference. So what is the difference between these two? Here. This is permanent. No. This is temporary. But what is synonyms? Permanent. Is it stored in database? No. But this is stored in database. Synonyms are stored in database. Yes. Go to this. Then here what's it? So database DB6PM. Here what? Synonyms DBOE. DBOE. Okay. Na? So it's stored in database. But Elias is not stored in database. Okay. Then. So what is one is synonym is what's it? Stored in database. Elias not stored in database. Because it is stored in database, it is what? Permanent. It is not stored in database. That's why not permanent. Then next, what is the scope of this alias? What is the scope? Scope means you can access this alias within the query only. Scope is query, within the query. Can you use this alias in another query? No. What is the scope of synonym? Within the database. You can use this alias we can use the synonym within the database. Then what? One is scope of what's it? Synonym is up to the database. Up to the database in which it is created. Then what is the scope of the alias is? Okay, scope of the alias is within what's it? Within database. That's it. Sorry, within query. Within query. Okay, that's so this is the difference between synonym and alias. You want to give the simple and short name only to that query, then alias. But overall, within the database, I want to give the simple and short name to the then synonym. That's it. Okay, nothing more than this. Only giving simple and short name to the table. Okay, now you want to see the synonyms, then list of what's it? Synonyms created by user. You want to see the synonyms created by user. Then how to see the synonyms created by user? Then select star from what? Select star from. Okay, select star from what? Sys dot what's it? Synonyms. Sir, once again, sir, here what is this is views, for example, views what's it? Information schema dot tables, views. These are all tables. But these tables are not provided by, not created by user, provided by system, SQL server. There are built-in tables. These tables are provided by SQL server. Tables, this is one table. Views, this is one table. What this table stores? Views information. What this table stores? Tables information. This stores tables information. This stores views information. What are this information schema? This is called schema. This is called schema. Okay, na? They are called schemas. This is one schema. This is one schema. Okay. See, these tables are system tables. System tables are there in two schemas. One schema is information schema. Another schema is sys schema. User defined tables are added to one schema. What is that schema? DBO schema. So three schemas. What are the three schemas? One is information schema. Another one sys schema. Then one is information schema. Another one sys schema. Another one DBO. Sir, system tables are therein. System tables are grouped into information schema and sys schema. Some system tables are there in information schema. Some system tables are there in sys schema. User defined tables are added to DBO schema. User defined tables means whatever the tables you create. EMP table. Where is the EMP table? EMP table is there in DBO schema. Select star from EMP. Okay, na? Then you see that. Select star from information schema dot what's that? Dot what? Tables. Just once again. Then what is the table? EMP. You see EMP. EMP is there. Yes. EMP. What is the schema? DBO. By default, all the tables are added to DBO schema. Okay, na? Then. Understood. Now, synonyms list is maintained in one table. What is the table? What is the table name? Table name is also synonyms, but it belongs to it run. It is giving error. Why? Sorry. See, this is the table. This table stores synonyms information, but this table is, if you write query like this, it thinks that the synonym is there in DBO schema. What is the default schema? DBO. But it is not there in DBO schema. It is there in different schema. What is that schema? Sys schema. That is why you have to mention the schema name. If it is DBO, you don't need to mention because EMP belongs to DBO. No need to mention DBO.emp. Even if you mention also, no problem. It will not give the error. DBO.emp. Then run this. Okay. Then, but not required because this is default. But other schemas compulsory you have to mention the schema name. Sys dot what's it? Synonyms. Then E. What is E? Synonym name. And it is created for which table? EMP table. Okay, na? Then base table, base object name. Name, base object name. I don't need all these fields. I just need only two fields. Name, comma, base object name. Then, so like this. Name, base object name. So then. Understood? No. You want to drop, then dropping, then drop synonym, synonym name. Drop synonym, synonym name. E. Even if you drop table, synonym is dropped. No. Synonym is not dropped, but synonym cannot be queried. Because whenever you run the query on synonym, then it goes to the table. Understood? Okay, then. So, sir, actually, this is the table. Okay, this is the table. So, what the table contains? Rows and columns. So, the table contains rows and columns. Okay, then you given name to the table. You given name to the table. What is the name? EMP. In today's class, you created synonym. What is the synonym? E. What is E is pointing to this? E is pointing to this. Okay, then it is pointing to this. EMP is pointing to this. Understood? Then next what said? Then suppose what? Then what is this is? What is this is? Part of the table. Yes. What is this is? Part of the table. Okay, now? Then you given name to this. What is the name? V1. So V1 is pointing to this. That's understood. Table is data is stored in one place or multiple? One place. References are multiple. One name is EMP. One name is E. One name is V1. Okay, na? But E and EMP gives complete table. But V gives view, gives part of the table. E and EMP gives complete table, but view gives part of the table. Okay, then. Now, next. Sir, here actually see, schema concept is for grouping the objects. The related objects are grouped into one schema. In your project, related tables are grouped into one schema. Related tables, views, synonyms, whatever the related objects are there, group all the related objects into one schema. Understood? Then suppose I am developing a bank project. in that bank project, it is divided into some modules. One module is accounts module. In this, I'll create tables. All the tables are related to account management. Customer table, accounts table, transactions table, like this. One is there, what's that? Loans. Okay, na? This module is for loan management, like that. Some modules are there. So whatever the tables, what's that? Whatever the tables, whatever the what's that? Views, whatever the synonyms, whatever the sequences, okay, whatever the procedures, whatever the functions, triggers, group all these objects into one schema. Group all these objects into what's that? One schema. So inside the database, create schemas, then group these objects into one schema. Okay, na? Create a schema. What is the schema? Loans. All the loans related what's it? All the loans related what? Tables, views, synonyms, sequence, procedures, functions. Group them into another scheme. Understood? How to create what's it? Schema. Create schema. What's it? Accounts. Schema is created. Simple. Okay, na? Next one. I want to create a table in this schema. Then create what's that? Table. What is the table I want to create? Accounts table. Account number, integer. Account type, what's that? Character. Account type, what's that? Character. Next one, balance, money type. I want to create. But what is the table name? Accounts. Accounts is not here. This is schema. But here, what is this is? Table. But you want to create the table. But if you run the command like this, where this table is created? No. If you write like this, if you execute the command like this, accounts table is created under DBO schema. Under DBO. Why? DBO is the default. But you want to create this table under which schema? Account schema. Then what you have to do is accounts dot. When you are creating the table, mention this. Accounts dot accounts. Then create S. Now the table is created in account schema. Grouping the objects into one schema. Related objects are grouped into one schema. Now you go and see this DB6PM. See the tables. See the tables. In tables, you see that all the tables are in which schema? DBO schema. But one table is there in what's it? You see that accounts dot accounts. Remaining all tables are what's it? DBO. Only this table is what? Accounts. That's it. How to create the schema, how to add the table to the schema. Okay, na? Then how to create what's it? Schema. Then what is schema is? So then the related what's it? Related what's database objects are grouped into what? One schema. The related database objects are grouped into one schema. Okay, then. So how to create the schema? Create schema, what's it? Schema name. Okay, na? I'm creating one schema. What that is? Loans. Then next one. So this is creating the schema. Next one. Adding table to the schema. Creating the table under the schema. Creating table under the schema. Then how? I want to create one table. Then I want to create a table. Then create table. What's it? Sorry. Create table name. Customer table. I want to create customer taken loans. I want to store customer data. Then customer. But how to create loans dot customer. Loans dot customer. Then customer ID integer. Okay, na? Customer name. Whatever. Varchar of 10. That's it. So when you run this, then When you run this, then okay, the table is created, but the table is added to loan schema. Okay, na? Then always what you have to refer. Always, always you have to what? Refer. Whenever you want to use this table, the table name should be prefixed with schema name. Difficult, no? Every time. Schema name dot table name is difficult. Then what you can do? Create what's it? Synonym lcust. Okay, na? For what's it? Loans dot customer table. Okay, you are creating a synonym for this one. Then you see this created. Whenever you want to see the loans customer table, then select star from L customer, loans customer. And like, see, I not created the table. Let me 1 second. First create what's it? Table. First create the table. Table is created. Sorry. First create one schema. Sorry, schema is not there. First create the schema. Okay, na? Schema is created. Next create what's it? Table under the schema. So table is created. Next create what's it? Synonym. I think created. Synonym is already created. Then already. Yes. Select star from what? Select star from L customer. Then you see ID name, but we are not inserted any data. We just created the table, but not inserted any data. That's all. Understood the purpose? Synonym here. Another purpose. Okay, now then that's all. Okay. Next. Then okay. Next. What is the next one? Two are left. What are the two? Sequences and what's that? Indexes. Okay. Then so sequences are created to generate serial numbers. Sequences are created to generate what's that? Serial number. First row 1, next is 2, next to 3, next to 4, next to 5. You want to generate the sequence numbers. To generate the serial numbers, we use sequence. Understood? Sometimes we can't input the values. The value should be automatically generated. Customer go to website, customer places what's that? Order. When you place order, order number is generated automatically. Anybody will input the order number? No. Generated automatically. How to generate this order number? By using what? Sequence. Next one. Transaction ID. Transaction ID. So do you input the transaction ID? No. Transaction ID is automatically generated. How to generate this transaction ID? By using sequence. Understood? Then. Okay, now? So that is the purpose. So you do ATM, you go to ATM, you do the transaction, you see the slip. On that slip, it will generate transaction ID. How to generate? Database, they use this one. Next. You go to shopping mall, you purchase the items, they input the bill, but they don't input the bill number. The bill number is automatically generated. How to do this? Maybe by using sequence. Understood? So that is the purpose of what's it? Sequence. So this takes 1 day. This takes 1 day or 1.5 day. This takes 2 days. Like this takes 1 day. Then with this SQL is completed. SQL is completed. What are the next? TSQL, transact SQL. In this, we'll be covering procedures, functions, triggers. Okay, that understood. So one part is completed. Next, another part. So we'll see that sequence in the next class. Hmm? Go 15 days, 15 to 20 days on that. What table, Jaya? J3. What is the table? What table I used yesterday? I didn't use any separate table. Which table you want? Okay, notes, not tables. Notes. I'll add it. Okay, now then.